Hello and welcome to BlockchainCenter.com's Thursday show, where we bring professional and legitimate opinions about the space. Today's topic is about cryptography and security. I am Erica Gemma. You guys probably know me already. I host Trading Tuesdays as well as other stuff in the Blockchain Center. And Eric here.
Yeah, I do Dev Wednesday. So we got Erica and Eric today.
Lucky.
Yeah.
All right, and we have a lovely guest today, Pavel Kravchenko, and he is co-founder of Distributed Labs, as well as having a PhD in cryptography, and he wrote this really thick book that we're going to talk about today.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So, Pavel, where are you calling us in from?
Yeah, I'm calling you from Dubai currently.
Very nice, Dubai. And
yeah,
we
I already
are...
started to travel, yeah.
Sorry?
I already started to travel. Despite all this COVID.
Yeah, how is traveling in the coronavirus economy?
Yeah, I traveled twice actually to Turkey. It was very smooth.
Mm-hmm.
And now in Dubai, it's kind of you have to do a COVID test before. It's submitted an electronic system. You have to pay on Emiratis, portal with non-Ukrainian card, unfortunately. And then you come and show.
Uh-oh. Pavel, you're frozen right now. But in terms of talking about coronavirus, I just got some interesting calls. I'm scared to answer.
Yeah, he was just going over what he was going through for Dubai.
Yeah. Oh man. Pavel, they're cutting your internet in Dubai.
Yeah.
They know this is happening. Oh man. Matt, can we troubleshoot, please? You know what's going on? Oh, there we go. He's back in. Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Maybe it'd be best for him to leave and come back.
Yes. Yeah. We have 12 people watching right now.
Yeah. Hey, well, you know what?
Welcome.
We are experiencing a connection from here to Dubai.
Yeah. The beauty of the internet, man. When do you ever see that happening?
I think it fails every day on me, but
yeah.
So I was expecting it.
Yeah. And we also get to have, you guys are very lucky today for today's show because you get to have Erica and Eric.
Oh.
There, you're back. Awesome.
All right.
Pavel, hello.
Yeah, I was hearing you all the time, actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah, your video is just a little bit glitchy.
Maybe switch off video for some time, or no?
No, we need to see your face.
Okay, let's try. Let's try.
Let's go.
Yeah. Okay,
awesome.
So you have to do the certificate, but now if you want to travel to Abu Dhabi, it's still closed, so you need to do a test before you go. And some test locations are accepting only locals. So today I went there and was refused, and I went back to Dubai. So maybe tomorrow we'll go to another testing location. So
what happens when you get the antibodies and you test positive for the antibodies? Do they stop testing you at that point because you have antibody paperwork?
They have tests that are very simple. It's like it takes 30 seconds. They take some blood and they look at it somehow. And if you don't have anything, that means that you're probably clean.
Okay. Wow. Very interesting. In the United States, they shove something like all the way up your nose.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I had this as well, but
yeah.
In Ukraine. Yeah.
Okay. That's a little scary. Anyways.
Yeah,
on the topic of technology, because we are moving towards a digital age and coronavirus really is pushing that forward. How to get to know you a little bit more, Pavel, what kind of kid were you in high school? Like we looked into your background. You definitely were impressive, but how would you in your words describe you as a kid?
It's a good question. I needed to work, and my first real work, that brought me a lot of money was solving mathematics tasks for other students, because we studied very special mathematics like number theory and some cryptography, and I understood it well, and other students paid me money to solve it for them. So that's how I made $10,000 in 5 years when I was it was a lot of money actually.
So a businessman and a computer man. Got it.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I sold computers as well. Yeah, I was selling kind of hardware, computers, laptops, etc. So it was quite active.
That's cool.
But then I realized that I don't want to solve, write diploma
freezing, Pavel.
Yeah, that's probably why you should go off video.
Go off video?
Yeah, for him. If you do want to turn your video off,
Okay, that'll
it'll
probably
probably
be
help
better.
you with your bandwidth.
Okay.
It's like hotel internet somewhere else.
Oh, okay. Pavel, can you speak something?
You know how it is.
Yeah.
Say again?
Keep talking. In the meantime, me and Eric will entertain you.
Rick, yeah, this is the
Privacy, security, very important. And you know what's interesting too? Privacy is not something that you should feel the need that you have to earn or deserve. It is an inherent and alienable right.
Mm-hmm.
And what's great is that while having all this technology around us, our privacy really is being infringed upon, but you have people like Pavel, people like you, people like me, who are like, although we are being infiltrated with ways for just data to be pulled on our business and on just what we do every day, there are also people who are working to combat that, to make sure that on the internet we still remain private. So this is why we were very interested in having Pavel on to get his perspective from this. He also has like an interesting manifesto online that we'd want to talk about. But so
do you hear me now?
Yes, yes, we do. You're back.
Okay, I switched to roaming. Maybe it will be better.
It looks like really good.
It's
So, okay.
Yeah.
So Pavel, you've always been super, super driven, even since you were a kid, earning $10,000, hustling your classmates. How many hours do you feel like you work a week? What is your work schedule like to get all of this stuff done?
Oh yeah, basically you study during the day and then you work in the evening. So it was quite a busy work day.
And
but that's how I got. No, yeah, it's more or less the same. Yeah, it's more or less the same. So,
could you describe like a daily? So you said you studied a lot during the morning, so you can solve. To like
in the evening, mainly, especially when you have the season when there are exams, you need to help a lot of people during the exams. So that was busy time. Yeah, but that's how I learned a lot of mathematics, and then I won 2 all national contests from information security. So that helped. That helped other things. Yeah. So
showing other people for sure is a great way of just like being able to solidify it in you and just be able to spread that. It's really good.
Mm-hmm. So why did you end up choosing cryptography as your field of study?
Actually, that's very simple. My father used to work with a few other people, like they were military in the past, and they then established a department in civilian university. And he said they're very good in that, so you should go there. And I was good in math, so that was quite natural.
Oh, cool! Because it's kind of like selected you type thing.
Yeah,
got a lot of people around you that were interested in it and that gave you the time and effort to do it. It's good.
Yeah, that's interesting. My PhD thesis was about digital identity, and technically I should have read about Bitcoin much earlier. And I probably did, but I forgot, and I wasn't really interested at that time.
You know what I say about that is I say that if we had done, like, if a lot of people had bought Bitcoin the first time they heard about it, we would be different people. And if you're happy where you are right now, then it's good you didn't buy Bitcoin when you heard about it when it was like 20 cents. It's fine.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So like, I only kind of started to dig in 2014, basically, February 2014, when I was already in California.
Okay. So it was pretty late.
I spent like
further into.
Spent like 7 years doing development and management. And after that, I thought, okay, it's kind of bored with, selling my man hours and other people.
Yes.
And I want to go to Silicon Valley. And I bought one-way ticket and just went there. I remember that the security guy in New York was surprised. He asked me for, like, I didn't have the return ticket, obviously. And he asked me, how long are you going to stay? I said, like, 4 months. He said, like, wow, and put a stamp. It was fun. First time, yeah.
So what kept you interested in cryptography as you were learning about it?
Yeah, this is an interesting study. So kind of you have the attacker, you have the protection, and you always need to manage that. So it is interesting. As soon as you understand the techniques, it's fun.
Yeah, because it's notoriously like, it can be a very dry subject, and you have to find something in it that inspires you. Like, wow, to keep going with it at the pace and the strength that you have, and that seems really interesting.
I would also add that decentralization is a very important technique to make systems secure. Not even technical systems, but social systems. If you look around, like all social systems are already based on decentralization. So you have decentralization of power within the government. You have decentralization of accounting and audit within the enterprise. So people already noticed that if you have systems decentralized, processes decentralized, this is very dangerous because that will definitely lead to some bad situations. So, and together with cryptography, this kind of creates a very powerful tool, cryptography plus decentralization, and then added digital identity. It's a must for an internet era. So that was kind of exciting.
Yeah, it's kind of reminds me of that the ingredients that enabled Bitcoin to become what it is today was actually present for maybe 7 or 8 years before its invention. So it's interesting because it's not I guess something new in cryptography that Bitcoin brought, but it was more of like what you were saying, orchestrating something that was distributed, and that constellation of technologies made something very secure.
In the presentation that I give to people in the industry or to newbies, I talk about how since 1989, people have been trying to build an internet, a money for the internet. You have Adam Back's Hashcash, you have B Money, you have all of these different iterations. So this is what makes Bitcoin so innovative, is that it's not just 2009 it came out. It is a entire 10 years of people building on ideas and ideas to make this happen. Now, you also, I want to transition a little bit to the professional things that you do. You have a book. Can you show us this book? Do you have it on hand, Pavel?
Yeah, I have it. We first made the it's like 3 chapters.
I know.
First, it is very technical. Yeah, for a lot of diagrams. Yeah, a lot of even quantum, a lot of pictures.
Wow.
Even we have tests in here as well. So
you got some problems in there too. Oh wow.
It's very interesting.
And this one I've made specifically for Dubai because it's usually we bring 3 books: first chapter, second chapter, third chapter. And then I decided, okay, we need to put it in one. It looks better because you can show it once.
Yeah.
So
a
little bit of marketing.
So, okay, first of all, regarding your book, how is that doing? Like, what is you don't have to give me financials, of course, for like the sales, but how many people are that deeply interested in the cryptography side of blockchain?
In total, it was distributed to like a few thousands people.
I have to get a copy now.
Yeah, I know, you have to get a copy.
We can arrange that. We haven't specifically promoted it. So it was just, word of mouth, because it's definitely not a commercial activity for us. It's like, I can tell you, if I calculated all activities over almost 6 years, it's costed $200,000 for us. Yeah. But again, it would be dumb not to make it. Honestly.
Yeah, it's got a lot in it. Can you talk about what you would read if you were inside? Like, pick something that you really like that you wrote from it, or something I'll highlight.
Sorry, what would I?
A highlight or something that was something to speak about inside the book.
Inside the book. So, idea was to explain like deep technology with examples that are easy to understand or verify. So because it's really hard to get certain, if you talk about zero knowledge proofs, it's very, people don't get that. So you need to show them some simpler examples that you can do with pen and paper, and it's hard. And that's what our professors basically made in their books.
Describing it during a live stream, I was describing a zero knowledge proof with John.
Yeah, this about zero knowledge proofs. Yeah, so at least you can make it with pen and paper. It's not just full of formulas. It's more or less, and examples like consensus I explained with like real life examples.
Okay.
So our purpose was to create like a map of all technologies related to like blockchain and Bitcoin, and show the relationships between them, and provide some analogies. So it's not just formulas and formulas. It's just first the analogy, second like principles, some issues. So we actually designed like 12 items. How do you describe the technology? It starts from definition, then it's about like history, then it's about the context in which it operates, then about why it exists, which problem does it solve, then architecture of it or principles, structure, security, benefits, disadvantages, obviously limitations, and some future developments, and some couple of other things. So when we describe everything in this more or less this order, and then the purpose was to like give full perspective. And it's basically done not just with sat and we started to write a book. First, I conducted 7 courses in universities.
Wow.
In different countries, actually. Then my students started to work here on the paper. They started to conduct courses. Then we started doing video courses. And after video courses, we hired a guy who transcribed everything. So it was like a process of.
I mean, it seems like a lot of what you work on is very structured, and you're seeing you guys lay it out in a way that's understandable, which is super hard. I feel like a lot of devs I know, they understand what they do, but explaining to other people is where the problem is. Looking on your website, you guys had something very interesting, and I loved it because it's called the Financial Web Manifesto. And I'm going to show it on the screen if you guys don't mind. Let's
I have it on my business cards as well. On every business card that I give, I have and I gave out thousands of them. So
yeah, and that's awesome because I do think that let's see, Financial Web Manifesto. Hello to the never-ending box of us.
Wow.
But yeah, so with the Financial Web Manifesto, you're seeing that these are very easily laid out on these different topics that you guys are talking about. How far do you feel like you've done with distributed labs in making these happen?
It's a good question. I think we're still like 10, 15 years away.
For sure.
Maybe in some industries that will happen much faster, like within 3 or 4. And I think that this will happen naturally.
Okay.
It's like English is becoming the only business language in the world. That was natural. You don't need to be genius to predict that. And it's like as soon as we have internet right now, financial internet is very similar to that. It shares most of the principles. But surprisingly, the blockchain philosophy that's currently kind of promoted is not about financial internet. It's about more centralization than decentralization. And that kind of
important concept.
Slows us down to a certain extent, but at the same time gives it some more time.
So then how do you feel about permissionless versus permission blockchains? Do you personally have a preference?
I think this question is not properly stated. So what you should care about is like an accounting system in general, and then so accounting system. Bitcoin is an accounting system. The warehouse accounting system, it's the same type, and the bank, and many other things. So and then each of the system has its own purpose and own requirements. So Bitcoin has to be permissionless. censorship resistant, and so on. If you manage, a warehouse where people store whatever gold or tomatoes or something like that, it doesn't need to be permissionless. You have a custodian, and somebody is protecting this gold, so it cannot be possibly on a permissionless system. It doesn't make sense in many cases. It doesn't add any security. So different systems should employ different consensus, and again, could be permissionless or permission. What should be uniform in all of them is API protocol to talk to them, to change balances. So in ideal world, you should have a financial browser, which is just like a wallet that can aggregate all assets in one place. And then you have a digital identity, which is a private key, like a key pair. And you can manage all assets that you possess with this key pair.
Yeah, that's kind of my question that I was thinking. I was like, you have distributed financial web, and that's kind of what I was looking at, was because what is the difference between the web that we have now and a financial web?
Okay, the only difference is right now your account is based on some email and password, and it cannot sign transactions, or it can, but it will be very. It's not a real digital, management, and it should be replaced with a proper digital signature. So as soon as you have proper digital signature, you can authorize transactions, financial transactions, and obviously you have to prevent double spending even within normal systems. Like, just example that everybody will understand. You may have a ticket for event, and then this ticket is usually already a QR code on your email.
Yes, sir.
Have you tried to sell this ticket to somebody else?
Plenty of times. I've seen so many shows that I'd be like, I actually need one. I was probably the other person buying it.
Yeah. But when you sell the digital ticket with QR code, what happens? Basically, you have two copies of it. So whoever comes first will be allowed, and the second one will not. So it means that it is a double spending issue. So if you're selling to a random gentleman on the internet, it won't work. They will not trust you.
Yeah.
And this seems like, and this is exactly double spending problem. And you need to have a kind of blockchain system to manage this, just for this simple purpose. So as soon as you sign a transaction to move a ticket from you to me, it should be deleted from your account, and no QR code should work after this action. So just these systems are not present right now. I mean, properly. And the same applies to warehouse receipts, to loyalty, to real estate, and many, many things. So this is the
financial internet that you're speaking about.
That's the financial internet. It's not a single blockchain where everybody is placing their assets. It's more like that every system that manages certain assets is you can talk to it in the same way as you talk to another system. So like websites, every website runs a web server in the background.
Yes, sir.
And then you have a browser, and you can connect to any website with any device that runs any browser. But with finance, if you register with some bank like Citibank, you need the Citi application. For Wells Fargo, you need Wells Fargo application. You cannot substitute them. They won't work. But if you look at Europe, they already started to think about that. Maybe you heard about PSD2 regulation that for a couple of years already says that banks must open their APIs. They're required. So you could build an app that can connect to many banks and aggregate.
Ah, okay.
And it works already. And in UAE, actually, they have the same law. But what this law doesn't say is that the bank's APIs should be uniform.
Absolutely.
Now they are not. Now basically, as a developer, I have to implement API A, API B, API C. It's a very cumbersome process. And the second thing, what should be done is that, guys, open banking APIs is amazing, but let's open all APIs of all accounting systems.
Yeah, for sure. Why is it that every time I go to the doctor's office, I have to fill out a new piece of paper with
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
handwriting
exactly.
it. All my information is being handwritten. Who knows what they're doing with this piece of paper afterwards? So, yeah. So
Yeah,
what
just a
what
small.
what do you guys see in combating this idea of just like a digital identity?
People just don't understand. It's surprisingly, but they got used to digital money, right? It took them 10 years to used to that. But as soon as you start talking about putting a ticket in the wallet, that's kind of, oh, it's something new. Like Apple Wallet did a great job explaining that it's also a wallet, it's also a ticket. If you think about putting a piece of your real estate in the wallet, that's confusing. For people, it would be try to explain it to investor, like to normal investor, not crypto. Then if you talk about like whatever, some
Yeah.
other rights, patents. Also, people don't connect wallet and ownership rights for patent. So for them, wallet means money, but it's not only about money. It's about assets in general. So this is just confusion, and that's fine. Like I'm pretty sure I expressed the same type of stubbornness when I talk about some normal stuff that I don't want to understand. I don't have time to understand that.
Yeah.
We're definitely breaking paradigm shifts in what we're doing. And that's good because it means we are on the cutting edge of technology. And this is absolutely the way that the world is moving. Now, Pavel, what are you working on right now?
I'm working on a bunch of these accounting systems, trying to digitize them. Basically, people come to me and asking for a digital wallet. They pay money for that, or for a digital accounting system, or for tokenization, or for digital transformation, or for a registry, or for decentralized registry. And believe me, it's the same thing underneath. They may not understand that, but it's fine with us. They pay money, and we build these individual systems, but they share the same code base. They share the same APIs. So when later on, they could be accessed by like some financial browser. And I explain this in a way like if you look at buildings outside, they all look different, different shapes, colors, forms, but inside it's the same, like bricks and steel and glass, like concrete. So what we do currently is this two activities: creating these building blocks from which you can assemble these buildings, and second thing is we're doing customization, whatever customer wants.
Yeah, something that I've noticed, just to like harp on the different type of, like, I guess, building a financial internet. Some things that I've seen just for me and my interaction with creating a decentralized app, I've always seen that the hardest thing for me to communicate to people who are also developing it was I just log into my browser and now the website works. That is my single login. So we have different cryptocurrency wallets that enable this. So I can log into my account in my browser as an extension right now, and then I can look at enabled websites. So now I don't have to log into this website. It will just merely see my identity and then add, from the browser.
It's like SSH. It worked for years with Linux, like OpenSSH, and yeah.
For sure.
We have a
Same
question
thing.
from the audience, Pavel, which is who is the majority of your customers? Are they banks?
We have a couple of banks. One is doing trade finance application. Another was building a mobile bank for SMEs, and another one is building a retail bank. So they need us to build the segregated accounting system, basically. But others are usually like startups that launch their own platforms. We have STO platforms who are our customers. We have loyalty systems. We have e-commerce platforms. They need a wallet. They need everything, loyalty in it. They need like transactions. They need internal gift cards and so on and so forth. So we have a few registries, registries of documents, registries of accounts. We have what else? We have the COVID certificates tracing ecosystem.
Oh, okay.
Will be rolled out very soon. Very soon. And that's the purpose of that system is to protect integrity of such a certificate. And I had
Okay.
experienced the issue that I came in Dubai like 13 days ago with my guys, and they did the tests. And they did test in another city because, for some reason. And the lab did a mistake. They invited them earlier than they had to be. So not 96 hours, but 104 hours.
Okay.
And then the lab realized their mistake. The certified lab approved by the government of UAE. And the lab called them next day and said, guys, we will change the date of the certificate.
Oh.
So that's, yeah.
Okay. So that's
But
like
they made the mistake, yeah.
Yeah, which is a really good point, because although we do have people that are in authority, they make mistakes too. What they say is not always correct. So we have to understand that we need to question these people because they are just humans as well.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you're working a lot with different startup companies. What do you think in these startups, are a lot of the projects open source?
Some, yeah. Most, no. Why not? Because it's like on an example of a bank. If you're a bank and building an ecosystem for yourself, you cannot make it open source, currently at least. It's kind of perceived like it's strange, it's insecure. Even though I tell them, look, guys, Bitcoin is open source and it's much more secure than your banking system.
Exactly.
Yeah, it does give a lot of eyes to you, good or for bad. But that was my next question: is that what is your interaction with the developer community? Maybe open source, if not, what do you have? Like you mentor, or what is your interaction with the community now?
It is limited, honestly. We like historically, I used to work in Stellar in 2014 in California.
Yeah.
And since then, in our product, we are using the code base of Stellar for the blockchain component and for the consensus transaction processing. We modified a lot of other stuff. We built many modules, full stack system. We're still using the Stellar code base.
Yeah.
Now we're also using Hyperledger and Quorum, Ethereum. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember that being like a special brand of consensus. What was that? Federated Consensus?
It's a Federated Byzantine agreement.
Yeah.
It is very fancy, actually. It's
Can you give me maybe like a 5-minute blurb on that?
Yeah.
Because it does make it, from my memory, make it special inside of the protocols used.
Very politically, timely example. It's like spreading ideas in revolution. Many groups communicate within themselves and then spread through friends of each small community. They spread these ideas further, and then at the end idea is spread between all the people. So you have many circles within whom you have trust, and then since these circles intersect, then the consensus is reached between all the circles. So in a traditional BFT, or PBFT, you have only one circle where everybody knows each other and everybody trusts each other. In FBA, you have many circles that are kind of connected to each other. So you can imagine that the good example would be if you built a registry of land, a decentralized registry that has to be maintained by all notaries in the country. All notaries cannot possibly know each other and trust each other. They know like 5 people from their closest reach, but you can, using that type of consensus, you can actually make this work. Proof of work would be too expensive. Proof of stake basically doesn't make sense in this case, and BFT impossible. So only FBA will work.
What's the difference between what you guys just explained and delegated proof of stake?
Delegated proof of stake means that people would delegate somebody to make decisions for them. In that case, they make decisions themselves within a small circle. But since everybody, like I'm connected to 5 people, and I have also you in my circle, and you connected to other 5 people. So if we reached agreement with you, we kind of spread this decision among other people. There's a good video explainer on the Stellar website. for that.
Yeah, definitely.
It's still,
Take a look.
although I believe we had ideas for a little bit better consensus that works more like a mesh network.
So-
And it doesn't require synchronized one between everybody at the same block. But it's much harder to build. So maybe once we'll raise $100 million, we'll try to start.
Yeah.
So I do have some comments wanting to tell you about Zap, but just to finish this topic about developers, you do work with a lot of startups within the development community. Why do you think so many ICOs fail to deliver after they launch? Do you think it's a lack of talent, lack of determination?
This is my favorite topic. If you
I was waiting for it. I was like, we had
if you Google kebab coin,
kebab.
you'll see my kebab coin,
the website.
like Turkish kebab, like kebab coin. You will see my presentation somewhere from 2 years ago when I said that, guys, the idea of utility token for a centralized company is like issuing a token for a kebab stand or for the coffee machine.
Kebab coin.
Should be somewhere.
We're gonna add this to the stream.
Ooh.
Like this, KEBAB. I could eat some kebabs today, probably. I wonder if they have them. They probably have them somewhere here.
I was gonna say.
Oh, is this what we're talking about, Pavel?
If you type my name as well.
Yeah. This one? Kebab coin, here we come. Huh?
No. That maybe somebody already did a kebab coin.
Yeah. No, there's a real kebab coin on mainnet.
Believe me, yeah.
KRAVCHNKO.
Okay, I will find the presentation.
I see it.
Look, here you are.
On stable coins, JP Morgan.
Coin Apple Card. What do you think about the Apple Card?
Yeah, it's a good idea for Apple, definitely. Yeah. Why not?
We got an economic model for disguising a pyramid scheme. Is that what we
basically,
Yeah.
You can. I explained in the presentation how can you make like a lot of money. How can you show the token is growing even without adding a lot of resources to it?
Economic model for just.
Can I send you the link somehow?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
We have a private chat room within here. In the meantime, Eric, you got to tell this guy about Zap.
Well, you can open this, yeah.
Okay, yeah, the private chat. Kebabs for dinner at Blockchain Center. Thanks, Anna. All right, I'm gonna open
Kebabs
this.
for dinner? I'm down.
Kebabs for dinner. You got to come from the UAE, Pavel. Come some kebabs for dinner with us. All right, and I need access.
Wait, really?
Access.
1 second. Strange.
Oh, I should remove.
Anyone is the link? Yeah, now it's shared. Yeah.
All right, Control Shift R. Let's go. Perfect, and add me back. Perfect.
Or how to make an ICO for any business, even a kebab shop.
Yeah, we can go through. Actually, it's very short. It's like you will see how very big businesses in crypto did exactly the same thing, and even a little bit
tying it back
better.
to like why ICOs aren't coming out with a product. So say day zero.
Day zero.
Yeah, you sell tokens, you raise money, you start selling, you start providing discounts for customers that pay with tokens.
Okay.
And customers have to go to exchange to buy this token.
It's interesting because people call it a pyramid scheme, but I really do think that the only way that you can get information to masses without centralized systems is word of mouth.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense in this world. That's very, very interesting.
So we skipped to 100 to 101.
Sorry.
Yeah, so day one.
Yeah, it's like you should do some math and then you will see.
Cover your costs from the ICO money. Token price will raise by 5%, and therefore the supply is 1,000 less.
Day two.
Day 2.
You're selling kebabs for tokens, yeah.
Yeah, so we raised it again by 5%. Now we have 2,000 less.
It's raising because you demanded supply. It's basically more people are coming to buy tokens.
Mm-hmm.
It's frozen.
Yeah, you're frozen again, but we'll keep on going.
We'll keep going. Yeah. So day 100, you've done this for 100 days now.
ICO money is gone. Token price is $100. One kebab costs 1 penny, and free supply is less than 10,000.
Okay. Your market cap is now 100 million. Interesting.
Okay. Pavel, you could probably leave and come back, and we'll just keep talking.
Yeah.
There you go.
Go ahead.
So it says sell 5% of the tokens back to a strategic investor, quote unquote. And we expand kebab production. Or just sell as many tokens at high value and move to other business. Utility tokens have no obligations attached. Oh boy.
Oh boy. Sounds like a pyramid scheme. Sounds like 2017.
Oh, there we go. You're back.
You're back.
I'm back because I spent all my mobile balance. Wait a second.
Oh, okay. We're going to wrap it up because we're hitting the 40-minute mark, and I wanted to max us out about 45 minutes. However, we do want to talk about distributed labs. So we talked about ICOs. Why do you think they don't deliver?
Yeah, it's horrible.
Now, I do briefly want to talk about CBDCs. So this is a note that Anna gave me. Permissionless audit, censorship-proof stablecoin tokenization, CBDCs. Does that make it a currency?
Oh, you're coming in? For him.
Yeah. All right. We cannot hear you,
No,
sir.
we lost him.
No, okay. Tell them about Zap a little bit, and then
Yeah, here at the Blockchain Center, we've been working a lot with Zap.org, and that was like we wanted to just see where, what, and I think we linked up because we had such a big impact over the different communities, and we have a lot of outreach. We have a lot of mentees. We try to teach a lot, and we're always looking for different new books on the subject. So his tome on decentralization, I was like, wow, I should definitely bring that towards the people that we mentor with Zap a lot.
yeah.
And just bring some of those features to the community. But it seems like we lost you.
I hear you well. Do you hear me?
Here we go. No, there we go.
Okay,
Great.
I just topped up my mobile balance. Let me switch in a second to roaming again.
He's reing up on the mobile points for the stream.
Yeah, I want to hear him talk about distributed lab.
Yeah. Do it for the stream. Guys, if you're watching this, upvote the video, like. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe already. Subscribe to us. There we go.
Sure.
You're back.
You.
There we go.
I'm back. So quickly about CBDC, perfectly makes sense. We used to work on one in Ukraine, actually, one pilot. Now working on some other CBDC cases. We have a strategic partnership.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I think we lost you.
Yeah, we might have to wrap it up.
No, I think we lost you. Oh, we cannot hear you. All right, it seems that we probably will have to wrap it up, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It seems that the connection's not working. Thanks, Matt. All right.
Well, if you want to find Pavel, distributedlabs.org. You can read his financial web manifesto. Oh, he's coming in a little bit. Oh, sorry. Distributedlab.com.
Yes.
Matt, if you could put that up, distributedlab.com if you're interested in learning more about Pavel, if you're interested in having his book, and also just the intersection of security with banking in a financial internet.
Yeah, I thought that is like one of the leading things that we're here pushing like every day here at the Blockchain Center. Just how do we drive everyone towards that type of security, but also freedom to move from site to site and keep, we not have to have the censorship resistance, just basically these unstoppable applications that will help push us into the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Because as surveillance state increases, so does the brains like Eric and like Pavel that help us to remain private in an increasingly surveilled world. So thank you, everybody, for
Speaking
watching.
of which, follow us on social media.
Yeah, speaking of which, I know. Watch everything we do.
No, it's like different. It's because like we're actually broadcasting, and so it's like you can't surveil me if I'm pointing the camera on myself.
Exactly. It's a really interesting. Yeah, we definitely will have Pavel back though. Hey, are you back?
I was listening to.
You're back. No, we can't hear you.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like this thing and that thing. Yeah, internet still needs to be improved. Yeah.
So Pavel, any closing thoughts while we still have you, while the internet is still working?
Yeah, if CBDC makes sense, but for governments.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And for people who want not to use dollar but something else, like Chinese yuan, yeah, that makes sense. And all these stable coins make sense as soon as the custodian is good. If no, then that's a very bad idea. Algorithmic stable coins are interesting because that's a new way of doing finance. But DeFi is definitely hype right now, like
super
high. You see this Yum overnight was up and down because mistake in a smart contract. You cannot launch financial system in a week.
Yeah, love it.
So we are working on all of that. This is definitely very interesting future, and I encourage everybody to learn cryptography, to learn blockchain, because without that you cannot imagine the digital future. You won't be. It's like not knowing what internet is now. It's impossible. So in 20 years we will have the same situation. So there will be indeed a lot of pets.com, like in the 1999. Amazon will also appear.
That's awesome. All right. Well, thank
Decentralized.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Pavel. We will have to have you on another time, and we'll make sure that our bandwidths are good and everything.
Yeah, and I get a copy of the book so I can read it. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I'd love to have a hard copy. I was just talking with Adam about how it just feels good to read a piece of paper. So it's like you have it because if you own it.
Yeah, we have them on Amazon. They're not that fancy as we print at home, but they exist. Amazon prints for us,
That's great.
Definitely need to do a deep dive into this. So thank you so much, Pavel. Here at the Blockchain Center, thank you everyone who tuned in. Join us always on Tuesdays for Trading Tuesdays. Sorry we missed the last Tuesday. I was traveling to New York, and so was Ty. And then Dev Wednesdays, we have Eric, our lovely host. What was the last thing that you taught them about yesterday?
Oh man, we talked a lot about yesterday, but we talked about building a collator node on Polkadot, which is a more generic module-based platform to build a cryptocurrency project. So a lot of people bring together modules because not one blockchain fits them all, but then it would save the engineer time because of that's kind of like how we design software anyway, is by taking libraries and modules that are scattered and bringing
over my head. So if you do though, watch our playlists on our YouTube channel. He does a show where he teaches you how to host your own shitcoin on Uniswap, which I feel like would be a really hot topic. Pavel, you should check that out. We'll send that to you too in case you're interested in distributing among your community developers. DeFi really is a hot topic right now.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Pavel, for joining us all the way from the UAE. Have a good night because you're in a different time zone, and we'll definitely have to have you back on.
Thank you very much for the conversation. Yeah.
Sure. Bye.